We are live. Let me refresh this thing. Make sure we're good to go. No echo. Make sure you can see us. Make sure you can hear us. Let me see nothing yet.
Refresh this.
Oh, there we go. All right. Let me see who's here. We got one good show today. The
Hey,
topic: $100,000 profit eBay formula.
greetings everybody. I had to give it to the purple and yellow tonight. I didn't make a bet, but I feel like I lost a bet.
What a game yesterday.
Bro, it was the first time I watched the last 5 minutes through commercials and all. Like I
It's
watched it, huh?
it's almost like NBA was watchable again.
Yeah, I believe you. I believe you. I felt nervous. I felt nervous, and I literally turned it off as soon as Poole missed that shot. I turned it off.
As soon as Poole shot from half court.
He probably had the confidence after all his wild shots. Did you see that? Like, wow! I'm like, oh, I can make it here. I'm like, bro, you can only make it if you're flopping in the air. Sticker pickers. Oh,
Here's the thing, though. I thought B was gonna rock some Warriors today. I mean, look,
hey,
it's only one game. I'm not gonna talk trash here. It's a long
hey,
series.
hey, that
We've won before. We're champs. We know what that feels like. But so
same
do Warriors.
same thing here. So I'm giving a good game to them. You know, AD played, AD showed up. Braun, was Braun. He was like tough. So it was. I would say it was a good game. I would say this is the finals game.
It's the most. What was the other series? Oh, we have Phoenix and Denver. But we'll see how that one goes. Yeah, the Knicks for sure. So Knicks and Heat, that was a good game too. So let's see what happens there. Hustle Crow, what's up? Let me see. Rory Matt, Sneaker Pickers, yes sir. Rory Matt says sales going steady. Hopefully can keep it up. Just grab some great Mitchell and Ness from Burlington. There we go. Baseball or NBA? What did you get? Manny Fresh, Vegas Valet, Luck in Three Legs, Bam 24 Kicks. Batar, what's up, Kevin? Let me see. One Kick Finder, Ross Shallington on his lunch break. Dean, what's up? Select Goods, who
Select.
yesterday won a Lakers hat on my giveaway.
That's what it is. You jinx it, Select. You jinx it. That's why the Lakers won. They won the giveaway game one.
R&J Funky Finds, what's up? Dylan Brooks shouldn't poke bears.
The irony.
The
Fam
irony.
24 said Golden State in 6.
Oh.
Hey, Kai said Golden State in 5.
Well, oh, come on now. Found some Nike Elite track shorts at Burlington Hustle Crow. Okay, so we will get into the finds. Let me see. Watching Celtics right now. Walter. We're getting to the finds. We're going to talk about sales, and we have our main topic we're going to talk about today. So first things first, how are sales before we start? Even though my sales went up, I am down 22% in the last 31 days. So here I am. I'm at
Wow.
116.
Well, because you're just like, you had a really strong last month. That's
Yeah.
what.
Well, here's the thing though. I am what I noticed too. What was the difference? And at least what I've been like new inventory that I've been adding. I have been adding in a lot more women's than men's recently. Like women's Air Max stuff like that.
So like before you were adding all men's, the hot items in a way.
Yeah, like men's golf, Air Max golf, things
Great
like
quality,
that.
great quality. Yeah.
And they're moving. And then women's golf, women's lifestyle, they just take a lot longer to sell. Not only that, I have them priced lower, obviously, than the men's.
Yeah.
So that's gonna affect sales on that part. But we'll see. Just gotta keep adding products. Let's see. Mother's Day. There we go. Passed my 90-day total. Congrats, Sneakers Envy. Sneakers Envy. Good to see in the chat.
Wait.
Also showed up.
Because Envy said you passed his 90-day total now.
That's what he said.
Oh, congrats, Glenn. Congrats, Glenn.
I finally sold the last VaporMax Flyknits from Burlington last year. Biggest valet. And Palma. All right, so let's talk also. Well, people didn't say about sales. How are sales in the chat? We need to know.
Yo,
And go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I gotta say this.
Okay, go ahead.
Sunday, a Saturday night, I was like stressing. I was like, man, like my week was super slow. Like it was like one of our slowest weeks since we started the eBay grind again. And I was like, what's going on? So I learned from this YouTube guy. He said you gotta run sales on the weekend. Man, I run 20% off on the oldest 100 listings I have. Right? I mean, it makes sense. We
Oldest.
don't oldest. We don't. I still have listings from 2021. So, and then ran that, and I sent offers on my most expensive items. I did like 5%. Bro, I sold a 4Y used mocha for 375 on an offer. So it is real, chat. That YouTuber, the Hustler Hacks guy, is a real deal.
He knows a
Real
couple of
deal.
things.
He knows a couple of things. You
So he
might
ran
be
some
old. You
promotions.
might be old, but he knows how to run the promotion stab now. Before he didn't know where it's at. Now he knows.
Now that he's been following his numbers, he knows a
Yo,
couple of
remember,
things.
remember. All right, funny story, chat. Remember when we got pulled in that meeting? It's like, hey, promotions, right? And they literally just they ask us point blank, and they just literally said like, hey, you guys run sales? And Glenn said, no, I know.
I already know sales. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I price my high. That's how we do it. Price high.
Sneaker pickers. Also about the coupon. So I haven't done coupon option, but I know people have found success doing that too. I have to test it out. I've done more promotions,
Well,
markdowns, more than coupons, but we could definitely try that out. Dapper Fanatic, Kehoe, what's up? Bam 24 Kicks. April started out with a bang, but last week's sales was awful. 7 items for the whole week. So different stuff we got to try out. Also
right.
with inventory. But me and B had this conversation before. Do you feel in the chat that a lot of overstock right now has to also, I don't know, play with the numbers a little bit, seeing how there's a little bit more at the outlets, but not every outlets. Like every
Right.
state seems to have different
Sale now.
stuff or different sales or better stores. But obviously, like the Mitchell and Ness stuff, we've seen a lot more at stores. But even at your outlets, I mean, you picked up some really good stuff that we don't even have anything near that.
Right. I,
Um,
I, I think with the combination of everything, it has something to do with it. It can't be just like we can't compare it to post COVID, right? And 21 was smoother, right? And 22 was different. And 23, I think it's gotten like it's tapered down to like I guess in the bottom cycle, if that makes sense. I mean, I think when I came in 2017, it was on like an up cycle, 2017, 18, 19, and then the world shut down, and then we're going back again, and then I don't know what's gonna happen again.
let me see. Stevie D, what's up? There we go. Happy first Father's Day. There we go. When is that? June? Is that in June? It's coming up.
You should
I
know.
think
bro.
Mother's Day first, and then Father's
Yeah,
Day.
it should
So
be this.
yeah,
weekend,
Mother's
right?
Day is this month, right?
It should be this Sunday,
Or I think it's next Sunday. Yeah, next
bro.
Sunday.
We're terrible at this. Chat, don't talk about. We'll talk numbers, not dates.
Not dates. Retrospective gear, my boy. Diaper Fanatic, be inspiring me to restart Posh tonight. Already getting so much spam.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie though. I sold like a $240 bundle, and I paid like $80 for it. On Posh, they love the bundles.
Let me see. Let me go back up. If you Sneaker Picker says if you really pay attention, the same items Nike gets ends up at Burlington, Ross, Marshalls weeks later. So
Yeah,
we've seen that trend, of course, with outlets and things like that. So a lot of clearance items. But it'll be interesting to see how it goes into the summer, which we know summer slowdown. Stevie D said he's going to vacation. We know vacations come up in the next couple of months too. So see how that plays out. Shoe Monster, what's up? eBay's been the slowest for me in a while. Scumbag Reseller. Swoopman, sales are slow. People are buying consumables, less luxury items.
Mhm.
And I think luxury items, people want deals more than anything right now.
Right,
So,
right. I think that's what's triggering them. Like I've been noticing even on Posh, like I saw a lot when I sent out offers. It's like they've watched it and it's like they finally decide like, okay, this is way better deal than what I wanted to pay for it. And then now they buy it.
mm.
I think that has a lot to do with it.
Southtown Finds, what's up? So, also, I am back on Whatnot. And if,
Oh,
I know,
how
if
many shows have you done?
I did two
Two shows.
shows,
Two shows.
Monday and
How do you feel?
Tuesday.
How do you feel?
I thought, well, I think when I stay to the same, like, show that I normally do. Like everything has to go in order. It gets me time to like go through the next listing. If
Faster?
yeah, it gets faster, and I think it just like keeps the people there that like, hey, another item running, another item
Right.
running,
Yeah.
and then I'll take requests if they already saw a hat that they like, and if I do have it, then I'll put it in during the giveaway. So I just keep
Mm.
things moving. I guess like from even
Eh,
watching some new sellers, I just
uh-huh.
can't sit there and see people like just chilling. Like I want to see what the next item is.
And you're only doing it 1 hour at a time, right?
Yeah, I'm doing like 1 hour at a time. I'm
Yeah.
trying to do like 30 hats. Some, but when I took requests, it ended up being 50 hats. So
Yeah, yeah, you did, yeah.
still only hats on whatnot. So right now, only two hat shows. Both were like snapbacks and things like that. A lot of it too because, well, of course, I have a ton
Of
of
Lakers.
Laker stuff, and bandwagoners
Golden
also
State.
jumping on. So it's kind of funny because people are like, "I'm so tired of your Laker hats," and
Yeah,
then
and then
now
now
it's like,
there's like
"What other Laker
the
hats you got?" I'm like, dude.
dude, so you're telling me that you have something to do with Lakers going to the finals?
Oh, maybe I do. Little secret stocks.
Glenn's like, coach, we're gonna go to finals. I still have more hats to go.
Yeah, can we keep this going? We need to sell more hats. Thanks for mine months ago. Appreciate that fly kicks. I guess because I've seen it too, where like people send the raid, and then I saw like this one girl was live and she was doing a sneaker show, and then some guy rated like 160 people that came in, and this girl
Wow.
only had like 13 people in there. I was like, this has to be
Wow.
steals
Right,
because
right, right.
no one's in here.
Yeah.
And then 160 people came, and she was like, "Oh my gosh!" and
And she
just
didn't
did
run
that.
anything. She
Didn't
didn't run
run anything.
and then lose people.
Yeah, then people just left. Like that's wild. So you have to take full advantage when like a
Yeah.
big crowd comes like that. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. All right, so let's get into some of the finds before we get into our main topic. Share screen. Here we go. Trying to go quick. There we go. All right, so B, if you want one of these, I did find this color.
Oh, I need that.
I got a large and a medium, so
Probably. Probably
um,
medium.
so we can do those. I got Nike. Oh, Florida.
Oh.
That's interesting. Different on the college Jordan Nike stuff. Project Rock, and then that one's also kind of like that same style.
Yeah, the sweatpants.
But I didn't see like kind of like that white or cream beige color one. I
Yeah.
didn't see that one though, but that one looks kind of clean compared to that one. This one, flipping the hustle. I did find one of these out there in the wild, but only one. I do have a Burlington video on Friday. Just got to do the edits. A lot of these Kyries have been showing up too, and
Yo,
they're
they
pricey.
popped up at my outlet and they want 69. They want 69 for them.
Oh man, yeah, they're pricey.
I think
Outlets
that's
or Ross.
I think that's when Nike pull them.
Okay. Let me see. Ross got a ton of those too. Lit shorts, bro. There we go. Fire shorts. Saw the flame shorts, but passed. Let me see. Broadway B, my boy. On some of the finds out there. Also some of the outlet stuff. 30 extra 30. Interesting one was this. Oh, look at that. Taking bids in store. Marshall still coming through at 30
Oh,
bucks.
that has to be like, what color is that? Like
Sail
dolphins,
washed
right?
teal.
But that's not dolphin. It doesn't have anything to do with that. The
No,
theme.
but it is kind of dolphin like
Yeah,
on the colors. But that is dope. Let me see. Did you get Mambacitas?
I didn't hit, but I got one for 400 ship.
Your size?
I think your size.
11?
I have to
Because
double
right
check
now
that
my size is
one.
like 600 something, and I know I'm not paying that.
Let me see. Let me see.
Um, Anybody else hit on those? We also got super tiny on the kids on the Jordan 1, 30 bucks.
Let me see my chat.
Kind of like a Laker colorway. And
Eh,
then,
9.5, bro.
not
My
enough, too
bad.
small. Let me see. Oh, I did find these as well on the Asics.
Oh, that's a collab by a few.
I think they were like 35. Air Max 97. Look at this one. How
What?
much was it? 50? 50 bucks.
Damn.
I know, that one's wild. I haven't seen, I mean, I've seen more like tank top stuff more than like jackets or anything right now. I mean, there's very few jackets, at least in my area, but definitely take a look because that is insane. You never know what Ross or Burlington will bring. Also, sneaker flip find beauties on some of these cleats out there, $30.
Wow.
There you go, bonded
Mercurial
pack.
vapor.
Crazy. There's some of the souls right there too.
Money.
East Coast, West Coast dominating right now. Danny. Air Max 97s. They were 55. Window shopping. There we go. And then what else did we have? Some of the jerseys. So Marshalls, Burlington, Ross, all with Mitchell and Ness at some point. Crazy.
Man. Is that the Stitch too, right?
Yeah, they're the stitched ones. BAM 24 kicks, nice little cart full. Especially on those Volt Vapor Max. Some flooded Vapor Max Plus, but I can wait on them. Let me see. Vans. Metcons. Metcons been moving pretty good right now. I'm kind of happy about
I'm
that.
surprised with those ugly looking Metcons. They still
Yeah,
move.
me too. The people have been buying them. We got some of the gloves. Some of the Crocs. I did see that one out there in the wild. 35 on the Under Armour. Oh, sample. And more of the Kyries. Yeah,
Yeah.
random
That's
Kyrie
the Tyrese
Infinities.
that got pulled for sure.
Yeah, because different colors are showing up now
Mm-hmm.
at Ross. So, oh, we got cleats too. Broadway B. Boxes and all.
Sold it already.
Sold it already. Well, I don't know the price, how much they were or anything, but hey, taking it. So not bad at all. So right now in the stores though, I wish I found more golf. I really didn't see too much golf out there. A lot of those Kyries. I did find a Bibby jersey, one random one. Spurs, those tie-dye shorts, but I mean, there's so many of those out there right now. Mile High Hustle. There we go. Oh, 20 bucks, Broadway B. All right, those are 20. All right, so let's get into our main topic, which we talked about this when maybe a month and a half ago. Remember when we brought up the idea of like sourcing this many items per day, like this much profit, like if you do $15 profit or $30 profit and you're trying to hit like 100,000. We've talked about this more and more, and now I'm also getting comments like, well, what if we would try to do this amount or that amount? Does that work? And I feel like there's so many variables that come into play, but now we're going to look at it in a different perspective and see how easy it is to resell and how easy it is to get to 100K profit. So, Before we start though, I'm done grabbing Mitchell and Ness stuff. It's out of hand at this point. Intramorph. Let me see. Speaking of stores who shop snipes this weekend, which we did see some of those posts on IG. A lot of cheap.
Tag us, so we can talk about it next week.
Yeah, missed the 70% at snipes. I did see a lot of Florida. I think picking up great steals like $10 kids vapor max, things like that. So I think for the most part, maybe Florida ate first. And I don't have any snipes in my area, so. But if anybody else does, you can definitely look up those posts. People have been finding some cheap deals. All right, so here we go. Let's start off our slideshow. B's here to comment, Business B, and he'll give you your advice.
Let's do it.
Okay. Legit question for the chat.
Okay.
Can you pick up 11 items per day? Now we're assuming these 11 items, $25 profit each. That's $275 per day. I mean, we're saying.
Right.
Now times 365 days, we're right over the 100K. Can you do this? Yes or no? In the chat. Danny says I can't because I work full time. That's a legit comment.
That's legit.
I think all comments are welcome. Yes or no? Can you pick up 11 items per day? Let's see. Oh, Kevin. There we go. What do you think, B? At $25 profit each.
Yeah. For a full time, yes.
Okay.
Full time, yes. Yes.
How much inventory would you have to move 11 items per day? We haven't gotten there yet. Intramorph's already thinking outside of the box. One step at a time. Full-time reseller, yes. Retrospective. Kevin says, most likely if you're hitting the outlets daily. KC Flip and Fold, yes. That almost 4,000 items a year, give or take. Vegas Valet, 11 quality items may be a stretch. I think that's a legit comment. No, Greystone. Saturday guaranteed every week. Doing 12 to 15 a day right now. Sneaker Pickers. 2,000 at $50 profit. So now we're doubling the profit, less items. That takes a lot of capital. Shoe Monster. Dapper Fanatic, yes, but it'll take me forever to list if I'm getting that every single day. And Palma, maybe. Both of us here work full time. Outside reselling. Yarsloft depending on stores. Yes, with a lower ROI, higher buy price, pressure. Let's see. Can I? Sure, but I might. Let's see what Mile High says. Can I? Sure, but I may have to change what I'm choosing to buy / sell. Will I? No, because I'm at full time and I want to be more selective. So, very good comments. I think that's what the breakdown would be. So let's go to the next slide and let's add more to this. Okay, these are your options. Now we're not throwing in thrifting or bins. Now, can you find those type of items at the bins at thrift? Sure you can.
Yeah.
But we're sticking with these options right here.
Well, yeah, and also too, one thing, this is the new items model, right?
Yeah, we're going brand new.
A lot less time to list them.
Yeah, because you don't have to list like it's used with these defects, these marks, this.
And also too, Glenn, one thing to point out is there's other marketplaces that's easier to list. We can list on Goat easy.
True. Let me see. Depends on your area. I agree. Rory Matt says, I think you can, but you have to be in a proper area. No offense to El Paso, but nothing compared to Orlando market. I mean, that I definitely agree on. I mean, El Paso compared to Orlando, we're talking 6 outlets compared to 1.
Right.
I mean, that's just Nike. That's not even any of the other stores.
So, Rory, when you said that, you're saying that it's advantageous to be in El Paso versus Orlando?
Well, I
or is it
think
vice versa? Or is it talking competition? Are you talking opportunity or competition? Right?
I I think he's saying more. I think it'd be harder to find those $25 quality items in El Paso compared to Orlando.
Oh, got it, got it. I mean,
Um,
Sneakers Envy said, I think you could source 11 items a day on whatnot, 100%.
that's
I mean,
why I
I
put
literally,
OA on here. I mean,
yeah,
OA has to
yeah,
be an option, whether it is Whatnot or it's Nike.com
yeah,
or
or
it's other
Twitter and stuff
links.
like that. Yeah,
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 Twitter links. There's so many options on OA. So even saying picking up 11 items could actually all just be OA. They don't even have to be in store.
yeah, yeah.
So now we're adding in that variable in there, which is always an option and should be an option.
Mm-hmm,
But you don't really have to necessarily drive to a bunch of stores either.
mm-hmm, yeah.
Let me see.
O-
Um,
OA is online arbitrage, so buying stuff online.
yeah, buying online and then flipping it. Let me see. In New York, you can find 100 items a day if you have the time. So I
Yeah,
guess the question is, how much time would you need to find 11 quality items per day?
no, you'll be fine with 8 hour day. Easy. I mean, that's a rough day.
So, okay, so would it take you 8 hours on just the sourcing part? Is that what
No,
you're saying?
I would say 8 hours, buy it and list it.
Okay, 8 hours, buy it and list it.
Is that a fair statement, chat? 8 hours, buy and list.
Okay, let's see what they say. I guess if it takes me 5 minutes to buy with OA, then yeah, it's easy. But of course, you would need. I mean, or you have one big buy. Of course, let's say
Right, right. Like so, you hit a outlet on the weekend, right? And you could buy 30 items, right? That's half of your week's
yeah,
quota. I mean, almost
33
half.
items. You're already 3 days deep.
Yeah. And then a lot of times sales starts on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So you could buy 30, 30, 30, and you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, so let's go to the next one. Let's add. Okay, so we clarified that they have to be $25 profit or more each item.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, would you skip on like 15 or $20 profit? And you're staying like exclusively to like I'm only getting the ones that I feel are gonna hit this amount.
I would say yes, you should because I'm thinking of you have to be at some point you gotta add discipline, right? Or unless you just have unlimited amounts of capital. If you have unlimited amounts of capital, it don't matter if it grows if your money grows a little bit compared to putting it in the bank. Then in a perfect world, yes, you would spend all your inventory money in inventory compared to you would empty your bank. The way you did it when I met you, when you had X amount of money in your I said, empty that out, put it on your inventory. Next thing you know, you got more money now. So, so I think that's the way I think. I would say if you're trying to build a store or a 6 figure business, I think there has to be a level extent of discipline and you have to like that all out of I gotta go do this.
I'm taking everything I could get profit wise. So they go, Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now remember, 365. We're also assuming that you're covering every day.
Mm-hmm.
So if you didn't source enough Monday through Friday, then you got to be out there Saturday and Sunday to cover the 11 items and
Mm-hmm.
or random holidays that pop up when Burlington line is 50 deep. So you got to cover that ground. But would you force it to be like, all right, well, I'm not going home until I get enough items for today and tomorrow because I can't source tomorrow because I have to take so and so to an appointment or I have to go pick up someone from the airport. I have to do this and that. No distractions. You'd still have to cover it. That would also be pretty difficult. Saturday is my main day for sourcing right now. It pays off. Danny.
Oh, there you go.
So you could switch it. Or unless your Saturday or Sunday's a day off, now you got to make up ground.
Right, right.
I think in general though, because I know like models are pushed out frequently,
Yeah.
I think it's very difficult in business to follow, like, you want to follow a model, but you also have to be ready to put out any type of fires that come your way. So to say like I'm only gonna start and go through this same model, I think is very difficult because things come up. I mean, you could find an item that's $100 profit, like that Travis jacket.
Yeah.
And then what if you find other items that are making 15 to 20? Like, do you pass on those? Do you take it? So it's kind of like, I follow a lot of models on IG, so like goods. I hate sourcing. I hate weekend sourcing. Makes me feel like Thanos was right. Weekend
I
sourcing is.
I my sourcing ends on Saturday noon. After that, all the gargoyles are out. All the gremlins are
All the
out.
gremlins.
Yeah, all the you know the the wallabies are out. All the kangaroos are out. It just gets crazy.
Burlington line is always 50 deep on weekdays as well. Oh man. Need at least a day to recharge, regroup, and reward yourself.
Yeah,
Biggest
that's
valet.
weekend for sure. Yeah, like we stream on Sunday and I woke up today like it's a Friday already. I'm like almost beat.
All right, let's go to the next one. Now this is where the real business comes in.
All right.
Can you pick up 11 items, $25 profit or more every day, and sell 11 items per day, $25 profit or more? This is where people get confused and they feel like they're set. And what I mean by that is, hey, I'm picking up the items, projected profit is there, I'm set. But in reality is picking up the items and selling those items are two totally different things. Now we're also assuming here 11 items per day, like how long is it going to, how long is that going to take to get to that point?
Right.
And a lot of times I think people just assume, well, now that I'm getting the items, the sales should already be coming in. If you started from zero and you started just getting 11 items per day, it's still going to take some time to get the sell through to go through these items. Like, it's not just going to be by next week, half these items are gone.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say something. Rashard, what's up?
The 11 items per day selling is easier said than done.
I mean, because sell through rate, for the most part, I mean, if someone's at 3%, that's really good. I mean,
3% per
yeah,
day,
for like
per
for your,
day.
yeah, for your sell through rate to be like,
Oh,
because
for
for the
your
most part, you're
conversion?
like, yeah, for your conversion, you're like at
Oh,
1%. It's kind of
100.
like standard.
Yeah, like 0.4 is average. So I'm saying in the perfect world, you would need 1,100 items at 1% conversion daily. Then you sell 11 items a day. But in 90 days, in 100 days, you're out of inventory.
Very
So,
true.
so I would say to get 11 sale per day and pricing it like mid low, right? Mid market, low high, low on the lower side of the spectrum. You would have to have 1,000, between 1,000 to 1,500.
Okay, so mile high. A missing piece to this is how long does it take me to get that $25 profit versus how long it takes me to get a lower profit. More turns with lower ROI can be a better strategy than higher ROI and lower turns. So, totally agree. I mean, and for this example, so now instead of the 11 items, now we're picking up 15 items and lower profit per instead of the 25. I mean, 25 is no joke. I think that's solid. I mean, 25 is like, hey, 25 each item, not bad at all. Also depends how much I guess your cost is because I guess if you're buying Dunks and Jordans, then that's a different story. $200, $300 a pair, and then you're trying to make
Make
25, and then
25. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'd flip it the same day.
let's see. Agree, I'm averaging 5-6 a day with 48K inventory.
Yeah,
Danny.
there you go. Yeah, at when you are at right when I say 1100, that's 100,000 inventory. If you have 100,000 inventory, um, you should sell around 10 items a day.
I'll take $10 profit if I can flip it that day, depending on how quality an item is. It is, but take like an easy StockX flip is always game.
Yeah, yeah, but the the reality of finding 10 of those or even 5 of those a day is very slim. Or am I just not looking enough, hard enough?
Well, that's the thing though. Then you'd have to stay even longer outsourcing
That's true. That's true.
to make it happen somehow.
Yeah, yeah. So I think also too. I mean, that's why I somewhat it says we are saying the 1% a day, which is a healthy store. I would say that's a healthy store because you want to build an inventory where you're not catching your tail, right? That's the main thing why I don't do like quick flip. That's why I don't follow some of the sneaker model where you just buy 100 SKU and then just make 10%, right? It don't matter what shoe, because there's always because their explanation of it is there's always gonna be the next drop, right? So if I can source 50, let's just say if I can source 77 items a week on a drop
Mm-hmm.
and make 25 pair, that could work. But that's for me, that's a very risky business because what if I miss on 1 week? What if I get sick on 1 week? And then I don't have anything to sell, right? So I think the online store model, which is kind of like the eBay model, is more of a even kill. It's more an even kill. It's more of like a slow growth momentum because like we could say like, okay, I can be a whatnot seller and sell everything same day. That could work too. I mean, we've tried that, right? Like I would literally source, spend like 10 grand on shops and buyouts and then flip it same night and sell it for 13 grand. But that was the model last year. That's not gonna work this year.
Yeah.
I'd lose money if I do that now.
So I think the real issue here is the $25 profit because you can make less per item finding different types of items, but keep in mind you will be doing, of course, more work in the end because you have to find more of those items since they're making less profit if you want to hit the 100K.
Mm-hmm.
But like we know before, like not all items are going to be that equal to a certain dollar amount. That's what doesn't make sense. Okay, so you can always source those deals. Didn't we see what happened to Discount Store just a year ago? Stuff can always change. Lowballing good item is a way to get out of the business. That's Yaroslav. Lawrence, 10 items a day on just eBay or multiple platforms. I would do multiple platforms.
Yeah.
So it could or could not, I guess, sell quicker. It just depends. Let me see. Kevin says shoes got to be $15 minimum. Danny, I finally learned to take some losses with old inventory. That was a new mindset that is working for me now. So, taking the capital, buying something different. Okay, so now let's add in another one. Okay, so what if you pick up the 11 items, you have to sell 11 items eventually, and you have to pick up at least 6 items more to at least half replenish the items that are selling.
Man, if you're half replenishing, you're out of business quick. You're not cut for this.
So I think it's funny how quickly it jumps to 11 items just isn't even going to cut it at this point.
Yeah.
Because realistically, it's going to take you at least the 90 to 120 days to get to selling what 8 to 11 items, assuming they're really
You
good.
and you have the capital to buy it.
Yeah. Well, you've been, let's say for example, you've been doing this 11 items per day. You've
Oh,
been picking up 11 items per day consistently, and you've gotten to the point to where it's already 90 days to 120 days, 3 or 4 months.
let's see. Let's do the math.
All right, let's see. Danny, my ASP lowered, but volume and sales 29% compared to last year.
So put it this way: 11 items in 90 days. You've sourced 990 items.
Okay.
That's assuming you haven't sold anything.
Assuming, yeah.
That's 90. So I would say if you do this right with being, I would do it times three. So it would take you 270 days to get to a point that you can sell 11 items a day.
Hmm.
So three cycles of 90 days. But that's only spending 11 buying 11 items a day.
Yeah. And then you're saying you'll be out of business replenishing by probably the end of that year if you replenish half.
If you continue buying 11, you'll stay there until it turns over that you're selling more than 11. The
Sometimes
moment
it
you
just
start the moment you start selling more than 11 items a day and you're still buying 11, you're about to go out of business soon.
and that's where the next slide was supposed to be. Now you can you pick up 22 items and then you're selling the 11, which is supposed to be the next slide, but I didn't throw that in there. So I'm gonna be out of business soon because I'm a low baller, Kevin. My general thinking is if I sell through ratio listed solds is less or greater than 50%, then I can make a 30 or 40% ROI average. Then I'll pick it up. Then I buy as much as I can because more listings always means more sales.
So is that meaning Mahai said he can churn it in 90 days?
Well, I guess the last sentence I don't necessarily agree on as far as like more listings mean more sales. Because if I have one listing of 5,000 AirPods,
Yeah.
I'm going to sell more than you are selling stuff from Ross.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that's like the wholesale close out games are big difference. You know what I'm saying? Like deep skew of just hot item.
Yeah, those are yeah, that's like an extreme example. I mean, that's just like a
Right. Or I
super
could
hot.
just have two SKUs, a Jordan 4 Thunder in men's, and I have a grade school. And if I have 100 pairs in each,
Yeah.
that's, well, I mean, there's multi-million-dollar shoe accounts that literally only have 20 listings,
Mm-hmm.
and they just multi-million.
How deep is that quantity? I mean, it's going to
Oh,
be insane.
had to be at least 10 full-size run. Every drop.
Yeah, I mean, this is now we're getting into quality of items, which also plays a difference in this
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But man, that is. I guess from all the comments, of course, we get all the time is like how easy it is to sell. And when people say they make the 100K, I mean, 100K in sales we know is different than 100K in the profit.
Right.
6 at $45 profit is easier, scumbag reseller. So $45, let's say outlet stuff. But even the sell through, if you're competing with a ton, is going to take a while. Unless
You
it's
can
like
you
that's
can
super
you
hot.
Yeah, and that's not even, well, you have to have a $45. When you say it's easier, you're assuming that you're well connected already,
Hmm.
right? Because I could be connected to a Nike employee that has a Swoosh account, and it'd be easy, super easy, right? Like, but I'm not gonna advise that to somebody that's don't have a connection, right? Like, or let's just say Glenn knows a boutique store that has a Nike account, and instead of clearancing in their store, they just clearance it to Glenn. Then you get 100 items a week.
$45 is hard these days for me per item, says Danny.
It is hard, but let's go back to 2020 and 2011. Um, what do you call that? Where's the mid seller at? Where's the Jordan mid seller at? Where they at? They're not in their chat anymore.
Here we go. Calling out the Jordan 1 mids. So back to the formula, which is what this title is. Now the 100K, getting to that point, I don't think as a full-time reseller, even part-time seller, can be straightforward. I don't know, like following those type of rules business model. Like I don't see that happening. But I do think that you can make those 6 figures by being smart on the capital. You have to buy and be smart about these buys, and then replenish. Selling these items, replenishing them is going to be hard on its own.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't be stuck with a lot of these bad buys that are going to take forever to sell. I mean, I know there's people that want a faster sell through when it comes to the stuff that, that they buy. And so let's say, for example, for the Whatnot side, selling hats, true. Like B said, you can go on Whatnot and you'll sell everything that same day if you want to.
Yeah.
But you may not get the price that you want. It may not even be profitable.
Right. It's fast to make money and fast to lose money. Put it this way. If I could source hats or shorts or t-shirt for $3, I'd be a Whatnot seller for life. Because all I need to do is try to get it to sell it for 10, 15 bucks. I'm rich. Problem is the supply unlimited. If somebody can hook me up with $3 shorts, $3 hats, $3 t-shirts, if somebody could promise me 10,000 quantity, I would quit every platform. I'd be a Whatnot seller.
Let's see. Kevin says not every shoe hits, and that's the reality when picking up volume.
True.
I mean, that's true too. I mean, from the bulk buys that I've been getting, there's shoes in there that I'll barely make my cost. And there's a lot of them that are home runs. And there's the mid-range. And buying in volume, that's the game that you're playing. But then when you're going to stores, you're able to pick and choose, which that should be the smarter choice as far as like profitability. But more than likely, you're going to find a lot less because you're not buying them in bulk. You're picking and choosing per.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Glenn can get you hats for $3.
Not for 10,000 items.
Let's see. He got a $2 before. Maybe it is higher. Yeah, I've gotten hats for as low as $2.
Yeah.
Plus tax, or $2 plus tax, some $5, and so on.
Yeah.
But hats compared to, would you say hats sell quicker than shorts or shirts?
I think hats sell lower compared to
not
the
as
three
fast
that you mentioned. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So, but I think you can sell 100 a day easy.
Yeah.
That's why I asked 10,000 SKUs. That way, I'll be set for a while.
Yeah.
Because I can't, because you can't do that and just expect it to be like going right. Like we've had so many suppliers that all of a sudden can't supply.
Yeah.
All of a sudden shuts down. All of a sudden moves on. So, in a perfect world, everybody wants a connect, a volume connect, but I wish, right? I wish. That's why we just get our money now and get it, and then ready to pivot when it needed.
Let me go back up. Okay, let me see. Um,
Yarslo said because yes, because a lot of bald guys.
let me see. Just picked up USA Speed Suit at Ross today. What'd you guys think? I don't think I saw one of those out there. Glenn's bulk buys are sick and hard to find, but I see when he breaks even. Like some of the lower end stuff is just, I mean, you already know what the market is on those, and that's why they're priced as low as they are. But I have tennis, they'll sell for like 225, no box,
Right.
275, no box.
Yeah.
And then there's like lower end in there that are just like,
Just want to give away.
yeah.
You should run an all giveaway show and whatnot. Just stacks right off. This
But
was all giveaway.
the cleat buy that I did get was so cheap that I don't think there's any way of losing or breaking even on a lot of those things. But a lot of the lifestyle stuff, they're a lot pricier that I bought them for. Shorts do well for me. I get a large quality from the Nike and able to move it for lower ROI and fast.
Yeah.
So what about, I guess, like a Amazon model and moving volume? And I feel like the Amazon, I know we've compared the both of them. Amazon and whatnot, I feel can be very
Yes,
similar,
similar. Yeah.
in a way, because you can move the volume because the buyers are so, I guess, accessible. They're right there on
Yeah.
both platforms that they move so quick.
Yeah.
So you have to, like Kevin, I know we need to talk to Kevin because I know he's been on Amazon more than anything now. But to replenish these items, do you look at it, let's say for your example, selling a lot of clothing, do you
Yeah.
look at it as like, hey, I sold this amount, I need to replenish this amount, and then I need to buy more to keep that going? Or you're just like, hey, this sold, I'm just keeping it going no matter what, not
No.
necessarily focusing on
No, I think
quantity.
I'm going back to the model of like I gotta spend everything after paying bills still.
Okay.
Because I'm not there yet. But also the bonus is just building the brand. The building the brand is the bonus. Now I get other side gigs of marketing gigs that was never really intended because I'm a seller. So I think that would be the advantage of having a whatnot compared to doing an Amazon. Because Amazon, you don't build a brand on Amazon. You build like a factory, pretty much, right? You're pretty much a third party logistical warehouse for Amazon, right? Because we've known all the $1 million shoe sellers we have on Amazon, we think that their warehouse is big, but it's not actually that big because they just it's just receiving ground, right? It's just fulfillment. Well, it's a fulfillment warehouse, pretty much.
Now, I mean, you brought up a great thing too. Was like you were talking about how there was like there's a whatnot seller that did I think 100,000 in a month in sales,
Mm-hmm.
and the profit was
20%.
20K,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
20K more or less.
yeah,
And then there was also an eBay seller, 42,000 sales, but the ROI, of course, on that was like 50%. So they made close to about the 20,000
yeah.
on
So
just
the
those
same,
items.
in a
So
way, let's just say they made the same amount of money.
yeah, so the profit's the same, but moving way less items. Now, in a perfect world, you would want that,
Yeah,
but there's no wrong way to
no,
get the 20,000 no matter what on
yeah,
sales wise. But just to know that if you're moving that volume game, you are going to be doing a lot more work on that end
yeah.
to cover that
There,
supply. But
there's
if
no,
I guess if
there's
the
no excuse.
inventory's
Yeah,
there, then I would say do it. But
yeah. If the inventory is there and I think you figure out the system to do it, right? Like let's just say I would say it takes more hours, manpower to move 100,000 of units in any platform versus the 40,000 in sales, right? 100,000. There's just let's just say unless the ASP varies. Let's just say ASP is between 50 to 150. So it's very, it's there unless you're moving like hype like Hayden where 100,000 is could be 10 pairs, then
mm,
that's different story. But let's just say the accessible inventory where we can get um I think the 100K, if you build a system, if you have people running it, it's it, you can run it as long as you want. But the unique way of what we're doing is we're doing the we're starting with ourselves, with our spouses, and some hired help. So the scaling really will have to be a lot more. You have to be more mindful about the strategy because then you have storage issue also too.
Yeah, that's also another thing that doesn't come
Yeah,
into play on this
yeah,
slideshow. But very good. So Mile High, this is what gets me about all the hyped up 90 days sales screenshots. I'd rather see their net profit. And I think Yarzov said focus mainly needs to be on the profit.
yeah.
And I agree on both of those statements because you don't want to be in the business to not make anything.
Right. Yeah. Well, I would rephrase. I'm not. I wouldn't be impressed with somebody's 90 days if I've only seen them 1 year. But if I've seen this guy put out 90 days over and over and over and over again, perfect example is like Maverick. We've
Mm.
seen this guy put up 90 days volume number. I don't care if he's making 1%. He's living it. You know what I'm saying? But if you flash me 190 day and then you're gone, I don't bother. But
Mm.
but if it's somebody that's been putting it because the whether let's just say this dude breaks even and moves $1 million a month. If he breaks even, he's doing something right that he's able to keep his lights on, and he even if it's a break even, he has the capacity to churn 1 million items, and then now his problem is just to find profit. Now he just needs to tweak his business plan, and then now he's at 1% profit. Dude,
Mm.
1% of 1 million is still good money
Yeah.
per month. Then now he tweaks it a little bit more. Now he's making 2%. Because a lot of us think like, oh, but the logistical issue and storage and inventory issue of moving volume is a lot harder than we think.
Yeah.
I mean, you're experiencing it now. Sneakers Envy is experiencing it now. Like I've experienced it over and over again, and still it's like my inventory still go up and down, and a lot of that is we just hasn't, like you have to keep setting a standard. The Sneaker Envy said, "Hey, he's getting ready to do a 1 million items, like a 1 million inventory. That's the goal. Like the when we get to retire, because you have to
For
figure out
let's
you
see.
have to
Danny
figure out
says
a way.
for me it's not per hour. This is my hobby. It's better than going out and spending money at bars or restaurants. An intramorph to me determining factor comes down to how much you are making per hour. So interesting. Yaroslav, that hustling backwards, you need to first focus on profit, then on volume, because once you go high volume, the profit drops. Plus, you risk losing money if you focus on volume, which
I
I
agree.
100% agree.
I agree. That's why high volume seller is very risky. Like
Yeah.
to just say like, I mean, and if you look at the success rate, there's a lot less of them.
Hmm. There's like
You
a
know,
huge seller on eBay that I was like, I gotta look. I'll show you the store after this. And I was like, man, they got like almost every shoe that I'm listing here. And I'm like, where do they get this? Well, I'm trying to figure out where they're from.
yeah. I mean, like we know Soul Stage, they have everything,
Yeah,
but
true.
the amount of logistical nightmare they have to go through to do everything, are we willing to do that? Or it doesn't even matter if you're willing or not. It's like, do you have the capacity to even do it?
Yeah. And then what's
Because
gonna happen? Do you want the freedom? Of course, the freedom that comes with it. Do you have that free time that also comes with it, or not? Or
managing 3 warehouses, paying 3 warehouse managers,
yeah, employees, and then they come first more than anything.
hundred
Because
percent.
as the owner, you're gonna make sure they get paid, and then at the very end, if you're going out of business and you're not paying yourself, then you're wondering what's going on. I
Yeah.
mean, you're gonna be the one, they're gonna be the one responsible in the end.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's no joke once the volume starts or it starts to get high. I mean, and like Yarzo said too, then the profit usually starts to go down. I mean,
100%.
moving
And
at high
yeah, when
volume.
you hire somebody, when you rent a space, when you have bigger expense, because I'm telling you, I had less expense when I was driving the Civic,
Hmm.
right? And then now when I'm needing a van, then now I have to get a van. The gas and the keep of the van is more expensive than a smaller car. And then now you get a bigger van, right? And then it just expands. So I agree. You have to know how to find the highest profits first to be able to scale at one point, and then now you come back and like, can I give up this amount of profit? The same thing when I hired somebody else in
Hmm.
our business. It's like, can I, like, that could be my sports car payment, but I'm not getting a sports car because I want our business to grow. I could have said, like, I want our business to stay the same and get a sports car, and I could flash IG and everybody could say, like, "Oh man, he's making more money than he's ever had." Like, no, I'm making the same. I just spent it on a car payment.
I mean, in reality, if you didn't have that employee and the business was growing that much, you could afford the sports car, but you may be working 20 out of the 24 hours,
Yeah, so, yeah.
realistically.
Tesla
100 plus
X.
watching, hit that like button, appreciate that Baker brand.
Yeah, the Lamborghini Urus. But man, me and Glenn looked at it. We're not a fan. That's exactly that is funny. That's like the figure of speech where we're saying, like, oh man, I'm not really a fan of the $45 profit. That's just like me and you talking about, like, I'm not a fan of Lamborghini Urus. So, well, wait a minute, like, can you even afford it to begin with? Can you even find 11 items at $45 profit? Like, why
Yeah,
are we even talking
exactly.
about this?
All right. $50 profits. All right, I
Yeah,
guess.
they're all right. Like, I'd rather do like 75. You know?
So you got three sales while watching the show. Keep it
There you go.
going. Keep the show going. We're right there in the hour point. I was gonna throw in at the very end. I had a random thing that happened for eBay stuff. So random return, which everyone has their own stories. This one was kind of funny though. So I did sell a tennis. I forgot what it was. Tennis vapor. One of them for women's. And I think it was like a size 7 or something. It's kind of small. So this lady bought it for I think like 185, 175, something like that. Then opened a return, and she'd put in the comments, it didn't fit. I didn't wear them to play tennis, but I did wear them around the house. And I was like, all right, well, she said she wore them, then I should be good. On authentication, should deny this. Authentication gets it, they send it back.
To you?
Yeah. So I get it back, and they don't look bad at all. Like someone,
It was
she
tried
said,
on. It was tried
yeah,
on.
they were tried on or they're around the house. That's what they said they wore it. So I was like, you know what? Should I let it slide? Should I call them? I was like, you know what? It's not a big deal. I'll resell it. So I did resell it, and someone else bought it.
It failed authentication.
It goes authentication, and it fails. So I
At that
call.
moment, at that moment, you should go sneakers envy style. You would fight that.
So I
Fight it.
call, and I was like, so I just want to see why did it fail authentication? Well, it says on here that they did try them on for, or they did, I guess, wear them around the house. We consider that it's tried on, thus it was returned back to you. So I'm like, okay, well, then I should be able to sell it as brand new since it
Right.
was
Because,
just tried
yeah.
on. They're like, well, but we figured try it on and wearing it around the house is considered pre-owned, not necessarily brand new. But then I'm like, then why would they get a full refund if they wore it and it's
Yeah.
considered pre-owned now?
Yeah.
They're like, well, they didn't necessarily wear it where there's enough wear on it. It was more of like a tried on around the house type of thing. And I was like, well, if those worn around the house, then they're not brand new. And it just went in this circle over and over
And
again.
what did they say?
So the guy's like, you know what? I'm just gonna give you half from what the sales was. I know it kind of doesn't really make sense on
Yeah,
the
he
wool
understood. He
here.
understood your explanation. He understood your explanation.
Yeah, he's like, so just relist it when you get it back as pre-owned, and I'll refund you half the money.
Hey, there's a
And I was like,
so you made money in a way if you
technically,
sell
yes.
it tried on.
Yeah,
There you go.
but it doesn't make sense still.
It doesn't make sense. Which also too though, because as a seller, right, when you get a tried on, right, there's just no hard line of what's used and not. Right? But the tried on is used. I would say so. But walk around the house up. Who knows? Their house is 7,000 square foot.
And it's dirty and dusty.
And or they have a tennis court inside the house. I wore it inside the house. Or you know, if I have a basketball out of the house, like I didn't wear this outside. I wore it in the house. So,
They played Wii tennis.
tennis.
What if they had like 20 cats?
Yeah, 100%.
And there's like cat hair
That's
in
why.
there.
That's why. It's either. I think it's either you have to be okay with having that because you accept return, or you just don't want to deal with it, right? Um, I just love selling international because I probably have another 3 pairs that wanted return, but eBay International ate it, so I like it.
Rock them in the bathroom. eBay Logic. I mean, the good thing about the eBay Logic is that I'll accept eBay Logic over Amazon Logic all day. Just because at least I'll get some money back.
You can even talk to somebody. Yeah.
Always love the returns with hair in them. Let me see. Or the returns. You know what I hate about the returns is that they always take the shoe trees. just give me back the shoe tree.
Yeah. Just give it back. Dapper. I don't think any of us are top star. Are you top star? It's actually on the buyer. You have to buy a lot to be invited to top star.
No.
I tried.
I tried.
Hey, can I be a top star? No.
Please.
That's a different. That also too, like that's the buyer side of the eBay department. Dude, top star they have parties.
Oh.
They have exclusive parties, like a sneaker con, complex con, sneaker con LA. They have like after parties.
Oh.
I can't even get in. I'm not top star. It's literally all buyers.
All buyers.
Mm-hmm.
I had a guy leave me negative feedback on a purchase he was happy with, but because I wouldn't accept his low offer on another item. That's so random. I'm in the trial period. There you go, Dapper.
Dapper, yeah, keep buying. Just keep sending offers, low ball offers. Start sourcing on eBay to get your $25 profit.
There we go. All right. Anything else before we go? Any comments? Any questions? Any random thoughts you want to throw in there? Anything you want to talk about before we leave? Platform-wise, sales, sourcing, anything frustrating you, anything you're loving. Let me see. Yeah, someone definitely hating on you says for Mile High from Danny.
Fam Kick sounds like the same guy who bought my golf pants.
If B can't get top star, there's no hope for the rest of us.
I don't buy a lot on eBay.
Here's a question. So what is the formula for the 100K?
That was it.
This is pressure. That was so the formula for the 100K was to follow as close as possible to that formula of getting the 25 profit at 11 items per day.
Yeah.
But the problems that arise because of business is that it's not that simple. But the reason why I wanted to bring up this formula is because there's a lot of formula talk and a lot of also, like we said, the screenshots, a lot of people saying how easy reselling is, that it's not that easy. And when a lot of these things that do come into play, you have to figure out that it's not that cut and dry to just be like, okay, cool, $25 item. Like, you have to figure out what is going to make sense for that business model to reach that by replenishing and buying smart. And also, not everything's just going to be the straight 25, but mixing it in from different dollar amounts. And we haven't even gotten into the bigger issues that come into play with like sourcing all day, spending a bunch of money on gas, or going further out to stores. B also mentioned the storing of the inventory. We've done shows about storing, but that would also come into play too. If you're already 90 days, 120 days in at 11 items per day, where are you storing all of this? And can you get to it easily? Because now time is also going to be a factor. That's where B also said now you got to hire somebody. So crazy.
Sneaker picker, stop.
Well, we did mention Chris on the, what was it, like
four shows ago?
Yeah, 4 shows ago, I think. I mean, it was very similar. It was very similar to getting. But what was our example? It was like, it was less. It was like $15.
Yeah.
I think it was like $15 per item or something.
I think the formula is keep buying 11 items a day until you start selling 11 items a day. How about that? Is that true? Keep buying 11 items a day until you start selling 11 items a day. Because the moment you start consistently selling 11 items a day, you got to start buying more.
True.
So whether the faster you can get there, the better, obviously. But I think it'll be like a 90 to 270 days of applying that. You'll get there. At least. Because there could be times that you could get 200 pairs.
Yeah. There you go.
True. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Formula is whatever you want it to be for your business model, Yaroslav, which I agree too. But remember, we're talking about the 100K profit though.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are still getting confused. We see it all the time where people get confused on the sales part, because the sales part is, you see it there, and even like Mile High said, the sales part is the highlight reel.
Yeah.
But we don't know the profit on. I mean, only that person knows what that profit is.
Yeah. Sneaker picker, sir. After I hit my break even, I can cancel order. Don't want to grow too fast. Hey, there you go. Hey, that's see, that's what I'm saying. That's why, like, I'm not a fan of the Lamborghini.
Don't want to grow too fast.
Yeah, I was like, is there a more expensive car than that? I think that's too low of a goal, Glenn. Or a Lamborghini, or else like, what about like some Pagani or something like that, some Bentley or something. I want something more.
I know in the chat where they mentioned Chris on here. Now Chris has a different model when it comes to Whatnot side. Daily shows with different sellers and workers and stuff. And what does the chat kind of feel about that kind of model too? I mean, that would be definitely interesting to have people running the shows for you. You're talking deep quantities on items. I mean, you're talking from clothing to shoes and stuff. I mean, he's gotten super, deep on a lot of these products and be able to move them quick. And that's the beauty of Whatnot though, on that side of it, is be able to pump it out so fast. I just don't know what the profits look like or anything like that. But it's a ton. I mean, it's a ton of inventory to manage. Would you ever want to grow that deep inventory wise, or do you think that's?
I would say if it's, and this is one thing that I don't know yet. I would keep growing until it's enjoyable.
Or not enjoyable anymore.
Or not enjoyable anymore. Until not enjoyable anymore, right? Because there's a point like, because technically, if I put my Hustle Bee hat on, I could be like, yo, first round of investors upcoming, buy into the Hustle Bee. Because we've seen a lot of sneaker stores do that. they corporatize their business.
Mm,
Yeah, we can raise money and start flashing, but how long would that be?
mm,
How, right? And again, at the sacrifice of what?
true.
The stress, managing people, because at some point you are going to be a manager of 10, 20 people
Yeah.
until you find your second right hand. And that's the biggest thing too. A lot of the successful businesses found their right hand early. Now, will that be like, well, what if we consolidate business? Me and Glenn just consolidate our business. I move to El Paso. I'll retire in El Paso instead.
Move to El Paso. If you don't love what you do, then why do it, Frederick? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the main part of why we do this, I would think everyone would agree, is the freedom part of it. At least for the full timers that are here,
Mm-hmm.
I would say. The freedom of not going into a job. Now, nothing's wrong with having a full time job,
Yep.
but the people that want or have already had that are looking for something different and moved into more of like the full time reselling part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now the money is also a bonus if you know how to make it.
If you're
Because if you
profitable.
don't know how to make it, then that's not going to be fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't want to become a manager again to select goods. It's a lot of work. Used to manage sandwich shop, stress 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody is cut out to be a manager,
Yeah.
um, or business owner.
Yeah, or like CEOs. I mean, imagine the amount of stress that you have to go through on the bigger scale, right? Kind of like what Yaroslav said. There's just a lot more risk when you start pushing volumes. There's just a lot more, and I think you can gauge that if you're stressed with one return or two returns. Imagine selling 100,000 items every month,
No.
right? 3% returns. That's 3,000 items being returned. What do you do with that?
Do you feel like at one point, let's see what the chat says too, that maybe if you get to a certain point you have so much inventory, I guess does that kind of scare you at a certain point? Like
I would say you hit capacity limit.
as far as
Like,
storage wise or as far
yeah,
as
yeah, I would
like
say so. I would say so.
okay.
I mean, no, I guess regardless of the value, right? Let's just say, like my estimate is I can store 3,000 items. I think that's my max here
Hmm.
on my basement, unless I want to flood the house with it, like I did. But I think the question is, once I hit that, how soon am I willing to move to a bigger space? No matter where, getting a warehouse, getting a bigger house. So that is a question. Realistically, in a perfect world, I would love to move to my forever home next.
Hmm.
That I could
But does that
store.
have inventory in it or not?
No, it will have an inventory in the. It would have.
Hmm.
I still, where I'm at right now, I still would want easy access to my inventory. So I would like to have like a shoe barn in the back. Like a pole barn where it could house, I would say 8,000 items.
Oh man. I guess my goal would be like I mean I still have I have like one no maybe like one fourth of the inventory left
You want to
still.
get rid of it in your house.
Yeah, I don't want. Yeah, there's a point where I'm just like, what if I just have my house be a home and not like a mini warehouse site type of
Yeah,
thing?
I mean the secret is build a warehouse on site. You could jog to your warehouse, Glenn, or you could walk, or you could bike, or you could wheelchair there.
I
We think about
look
what about getting a house, and have
golf
at
cart.
least like a 3,000 square foot space in the back.
That's kind of cool. I look at it like I can liquidate my inventory and get my money back if needed. Can you say? Oh, can you say you have that security with a bank today?
Oh, that is true. That is true.
Let me ask you this, and for also Mile High Hustle, if you wanted to liquidate your inventory, how fast do you think you can liquidate
He can't because he's not on whatnot.
it? You think you could?
Or whatnot. Yeah.
On what do you think you could?
I would
Just
make a big
gone.
I would make a big press out of it. Like I quit.
I quit
I'm
reselling
done.
some. Just
Yeah.
buy all of my inventory.
Hey, my life said, how fast can you pay him? Hey, Cash App, Venmo, or he could drive to you with cold hard cash, but you might break even.
How fast can you pay me? There we go. Easy on Whatnot, says
He
Select
said,
Grits.
lol, he will get flagged again. Stop, Daddy.
Danny.
Oh, like Harry Tornado. Yeah, like he has a storage in the backyard. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, a lot of houses in like the Tennessee, the South Carolina, North Carolina area, because a lot of them have like big toys. They got an RV. They got they got their four wheelers and stuff like that. So a lot of them have like a man shed. I mean, even Sneakers Envy has one. He just hasn't used it for inventory.
Mm.
He said he could liquidate instantly. Exactly.
I think you're gonna find a local buyer. So there we go. All right. Anything else before we go? Any other random questions? Go Lakers. I will be on Whatnot tomorrow. I'll be doing some fitteds.
What time are you go?
I don't know yet. Around that same time, like 7 to 7:15 my time or something.
Yeah.
I'll try to keep it around the same time, but I think the game will already be on. So
He said, I'll return everything back to Ross. No.
there you go. All right. Anything else?
Ross will ban you. Nope, not when Glenn says he's fine.
How are promotions working for everyone? I feel like the promotions have been working well,
Dude,
but
I just raised my promotion by 2% than what I had, and it brought 1 million more traffic. So somebody's out there with the same amount of inventory just match my promotions.
yeah,
So
I
I had to-
think I did see that. I think Poshmark had promoted listings
Oh
now.
no.
They want to add on top of that 20%. 22%? 28%? I don't know.
I mean,
Stopped all promotions mile high. I've raised all my promotions. Are very steady now with eBay. I mean, not that anybody wants to pay more in fees.
yeah.
But
Yeah. Or you could not pay fees if you sell on Facebook Marketplace or garage sale, but I
I
don't know
think
about
Facebook
having.
Marketplace added, I think, 5% now.
Oh, they know, yeah. But I don't
think.
know if you could drive 1 million traffic to your garage sale in a month. That's where we pay fees. Or you could build your own website.
True. Now you got to drive traffic to it.
So paying 10%, 15% is not bad, Glenn.
Yeah,
Not bad.
Not at all.
Or we'd see Glenn. Hey guys, before we move on, can you please visit my website? That would be your intro to all your videos.
All the items are there.
Yeah.
Poshmark sank when they did the lives, at least for me. Yeah, I think a lot of people had said that too. With the live shows, I think because more than likely, a lot of items go cheaper when they do the lives. Mm-hmm. Will lowering price increase conversion more than increase in promotions? Mile high.
I would say I'm no facts. I'm saying I think the idea of a sale triggers people more.
Me too.
Because it don't matter how cheap you get it, there's just somebody's like, hey, can you do a better deal?
I do agree. I think if you lowered your item, not necessarily as low as possible, but it is pretty cheap, I feel like there's no guarantee that someone's gonna find it. Or I would hopefully they would just like, oh, there it is, it's super cheap, I'm gonna get it. But like you said, the promotion or seeing something that went down in price,
yeah,
gets people riled up.
Yep.
All right. we're done. I will see you tomorrow. Whatnot side and Lakers. And then Friday I got a video for Burlington. I just got to do the edits. And we'll see you next week. B, you're going live tomorrow?
Going live tomorrow.
Okay.
Bookmark our shows.
All right. We are done. And Baker Brandon, appreciate that. Mile High. Everyone else that came in. Select Goods. I'll see you tomorrow.
Peace.
Pedro, thank you. See ya. Go ahead and get it. Take care.